Good morning all, happy Friday. Welcome to the latest introduction for the Turning Around the Corner podcast. This week will be episode 23. So if I start with episode 22, amazing chat with Harry Seedon. I found it really interesting that up to the age of 14, he was out on pitch playing for Rayleigh Boys as a centre half, following in his dad's footsteps, and then by the age of 16, he's represented England at the Toulon tournament, So amazing rise that he had through grassroots football into academy football. Some great experiences with England, part of an under-17 squad at European Championships. And then, a long time at Southend. A long time really where he was playing backup. So as I think he said 250 games straight as a number two, which is obviously at that age great for the opportunity, but at the same time probably pretty frustrating that, every time he got in for the odd game, he was back out or emergency loan keepers were brought in. But yeah, it's great to speak to H because he's played at, take the Premier League and the Championship out, he's played at every level more or less, and that's something that we spoke about: League One, League Two, Conference South, Ryman Prem, Ryman North. And this season he's back local and enjoying his football with Concord Rangers. So for me, I'd like to see Harry bounce back up the leagues again, and I'll watch his career in earnest and see if he can do that. Obviously, he's got the ability. He's proved it in the past. I think with Harry, it's about finding the right club, making the right move, and fully getting settled. It was also interesting because he's transitioned. He's been involved with full-time football pretty much since he come out of school at 16, and now he's in a lorry all day delivering tyres and working for a living. And sometimes that can be a hard transition for footballers. They're used to the life of a footballer. They're used to the structure of a footballer and having their weeks planned, etc., and being around the game. And some do struggle to, transition to part-time football. So found that a bit interesting. And then obviously as well, Harry, you can tell that he loves coaching, and he wants to be a coach. I think he sees that as his full-time career going forward, and that's something that, he really enjoys and gets a buzz out of, coaching youngsters locally to be the next line of goalkeepers. So one thing I will say is when I've seen his sessions at PL1, I didn't realise how many kids want to be a goalie these days. Maybe I'm from an older school where I've got to watch my words, but the fat kid used to go and goal, or the kid that weren't very good, and now, I remember the first time turning up at Paul Hall with PL1, and there's hundreds of goalies running around, and in my eyes, I just didn't imagine that too many kids wanted to go and goal. It's a really hard position, a lot of spotlight, as we said on the podcast. Centre forward makes a mistake, it's probably got to go through 4 or 5 different bodies before it's a goal. You make a mistake or you chuck one in goal, all eyes on you. It's a really tough position, especially as a kid. So really enjoyed episode 22 with H, and we move on to episode 23. So it's half term this week, so I hope you've survived. I hope you're doing well with parents. If you've got kids, I hope you've been out and about doing some stuff that's active. But yeah, tonight, take a chill out, listen to Tom Connolly. Tom Connolly's produced an amazing book, all centred around non-league football, all centred around, Tom was an Arsenal fan. He grew up as an Arsenal fan. He grew up, very close to Highbury. And obviously he's moved since. He's at Brighton Way. And I think over the years, and we discussed this in length, Tom is a very intelligent man, produced films, been involved in all sorts of media his whole life. And he was looking to do a project with a non-league club and stumbled on Eastbourne, so Eastbourne Town. Now, as I said to him at the start of our discussion, I'd come across Eastbourne Town, I think, I'd watch maybe it was a Copper 90 or a short film about the fans that they've got there and the good thing that they've got going on. So Tom has produced a book called Fair Game. It's a beautiful book. It's a photography book, and it centres on Eastbourne Town and the characters and the sort of match day experience following a non-league team. And Tom and I speak in depth about the comparisons between the Premier League and obviously non-league, and why people sometimes at our age find themselves sort of sliding away from Premier League football. And that can be for a variety of reasons. It might be time, it might be money, it might be that you fall out of love with it, or you no longer connect with it. But I think Tom found a love and a passion at Eastbourne. And that was the club that he decided to make this beautiful book about. So it's a really enlightening chat. Tom's a hugely intelligent person that made me think in a couple of instances in different ways about the game and the Premier League, and how we associate with it and how we associate with our club. So I hope you enjoyed the discussion. As I say, it's I think a really good insight to someone that still has a season ticket at Arsenal, still very much supports a team in the Premier League, but found love and joy at a non-league club, and then ended up producing a book about it. So it'll be out tonight, 5:00. I suppose titled Fair Game, and it's a beautiful book. You can buy it in most good bookshops. You can buy it. I've just noticed it's on Amazon as well. So go out there, get yourself a copy. It's pride of place in my office. Beautiful pictures, great front cover. I think the front cover really sort of epitomises non-league and the characters behind it. So I hope you have a great weekend. Hope the rain stays away and we can all get a game of football in somewhere. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if in doubt, as always, turn it around the corner.